Being in radio for a long period of time, I have this unique ability to know what time of year it is by the people I interview from year to year.
Oh, very nice.
Different events come up at different times, and there's the events I'm talking about are the standard events, which really introduce spring, summer, fall, and winter. That's one of the nice things about living in a small community like this. You basically speak to the same people all the time about these terrific events, and the summertime is no different with Weekend in Norfolk. Of course, there's a winter edition, and then there's the summer edition. And the two folks we rope into and we talk to every twice a year, Tom McGown and Erick Olsen. Tom and Erick, thanks for joining us again today.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. Yeah,
great to be here.
It's I can remember the first one of these came up sitting in the cafe in Norfolk and talking about it and being amazed that it was being put together. And now it really, once again, we have, as I was saying, in our region, we have these calendar events that really are events that happen in individual towns, but they are region-wide and Connecticut-wide events that bring in people from all over the place. And Weekend in Norfolk, both in the summer and winter, fills the bill perfectly. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, August 5th, 6th, and 7th. I hope I have the dates right there. Do I have the dates right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. That sounds right.
Well, it's always a weekend full of different activities. And the great thing about Weekend in Norfolk, it's as a multi-day activity. It's kind of like Railroad Days in Canaan. It's very rarely affected by bad weather on all 3 days, and most days you can do things indoors and outdoors. So let's go to what's going on this year. Do we have are the events now posted online at your website?
Yes, events are posted online in several different places, and there are so many new things this year that's even more exciting as far as that goes.
Well, who wants to handle what?
Well, the website, for folks that are looking to access it online, it's the easiest thing is just to go to Weekend in Norfolk. That's one word. So it's weekendinnorfolk.org. And that has a full listing, and that continues to be updated, I think, on a daily basis as new activities come to light.
I think that's right, Eric. Yeah.
All right, so let's go over some of the new things that are happening this year before we talk about some of the standards.
Well, the one that I like is the sales that are going to take place. There are tag sales going to be throughout the town. Some of them are a little more than tag sales. You could call them estate sales. So you'll have a variety of things to offer there, from dolls to toys to antiques to crystal to china to used furniture. You name it. It's all going to be out there in various places, and there'll be a map that people can follow along and pick where they want to go. And then the farmers market, which is right on Maple Avenue, and there's going to be several on Maple Avenue, will have extra events also. So no matter what street you pick, there's going to be something exciting to do that weekend.
Yeah, I think it's so great where you can get that involved in it. It's like when towns can get their businesses involved in it, and when Weekend in Norfolk does that in a lot of various different ways. Now the volunteer fire department. Now they have water soccer on Saturday afternoon that weekend. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I have not actually participated, but I've seen pictures and I've heard stories, and it sounds like it's an absolute blast. Unintended. That happens, as you mentioned, Marshall. That's on Saturday afternoon. It's right after lunch from noon to 3, and it's on the Mountain Road ball field, which folks might want to give a little extra time to get down there. There's some construction and road repair that's happening that creates a bit of a detour on Mountain Road. So if they are planning to go down to check out water soccer, which basically is played with, two teams. Each team has a fire hose, and there's a giant soccer ball, and they use the hoses to move the ball from one end of the field to the other. And other than that, it's pretty classic soccer.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I'd hate to be the goaltender in that instance.
Oh, right. Right.
So, we're talking, of course, about Weekend in Norfolk with Tom and Erick. It comes up on August 5th, 6th, and 7th. The thing that always amazes me is what you what you have in there in concerts. There's chamber music concerts. Some are free, some are ticketed. You've got a lot of different music. The Grantville Dogs are performing music downtown. I mean, there's a lot of music that's involved in this weekend.
There is. There's also art. There's an art show at the Hub. There's an art show at the library. And there's Norfolk Artists and Friends annual exhibition. And, on top of that, we have a self-guided tour of Norfolk's historic houses. And there's a plethora of wonderful historic houses with all sorts of architectural detail. So for folks that are into that, it's a great day to come to Norfolk.
You know, I'm noticing on the list here, and maybe you can explain what this is about, either one of you, the grand opening of the Kinetic Asia Cultural Center.
Yeah, I noted that's on the location on West Side Road, which has been has not been generally open to the public for a long time, and there's been some conversation about the grand opening of this event. I really, honestly, I don't know, Tom, if you know more than I do, but I do not know much about what is planned for that. But I think they are hoping to have that be sort of a cultural hub for the community. The group that was in there before was a Confucian Studies community. And do you know anything more about that, Tom?
I don't know that much about it, Eric. The thing that I do know, because I'm really into architecture, is that is a very unusual and profound building. And if anyone gets a chance to see it, they really should, because there's nothing like it, as far as I know, in all of New England. And it's derived from Russian architecture. It's very special. So I'm dying to get in it myself. I want to get in there for 25 years. So this is a big deal for me this week, for this weekend in Norfolk.
All right, that's and also your farmers market. Now, we have great farmers markets throughout the whole area. We really do, but some are a little more intricate and better than others. And I think that your farmers market really helps set the event with not just being a farmers market, but also it features special events, and it's a little more hands-on, and almost more, also a little more entertaining, I would want to say.
Yeah, it's really a very special, and we hear that from folks who frequent other farmers market as they come into this community. That happens from starts at 10 o'clock and runs until 1 o'clock on Saturday. And as you indicated, Marshall, it's not just fresh produce, which is outstanding and varied, but they have live music on hand. There are a number of artisans and craftspeople who have their wares for sale and on display, and it's really a great place to connect with neighbors and other folks from the community.
Talking about weekend in Norfolk, August 5th, 6th, and 7th, what I like about the weekend also, it's varied. It really presents things from anybody who's a kid to a grandparent, because you even have the Friday night, I think it's Friday nights on the Green, where you have different events on Friday nights.
Yes, there's often something going on the Green and throughout the town, so that's what I like about Norfolk. All you have to do is drive in, and then you've got a plethora of choices.
It really is pretty amazing. And by the way, if you folks out there that are listening want some examples of both the winter and summer events, there's a Weekend in Norfolk YouTube channel that you can go to. All you have to do is type in Weekend in Norfolk YouTube, and you'll go to a channel, and you'll be able to look at videos of past events that have gone on. Now, I have to ask this question, because even though we're coming out of COVID and it's becoming more of an endemic than a pandemic, there's still rules that are followed by some people. Is this a sponsor? A sponsor is the one who decides, an event organizer, what the rules are?
Yes, I believe each site has their own guidelines. Of course, participants, across the board are encouraged to be mindful of what you mentioned, Marshall. But it is really up to each host site what their guidelines are with regard to masking and social distancing.
Now, I can't leave out the chance for people to take their marriage vows again.
Yes.
I do chuckle every time I see that. It's on Friday from 3 to 5, and people can get together on the Green and be married for the first time or renew their vows. I think it's one of the very unique aspects of Weekend in Norfolk, I will say.
Well, I have to say, when my ex-wives hear about this, they run the other way as fast as they can.
I love it.
The other thing that I found, or there are a couple things that I found that on the list of events that are really have piqued my interest, and one of them is, and again, Tom, maybe you know more about this than what's listed here, but from noon to 4 on Saturday, we are hosting the 125th anniversary celebration party of the Norfolk Sewer District. And I'm fascinated to know exactly what that involves.
Actually,
I have no clue.
Eric, I don't know that much about it. That's a little mystery to me, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to, is to find out.
You know what? People from West Cornwall who want to put in a sewer district should go up there and learn a little something, maybe.
There you go.
from that. You know, also, I don't want to leave this out because I know it's an important part of what Norfolk is all about. Norfolk is one of those towns that is an outdoor recreation town. I mean, it doesn't matter what month, whether it's winter, summer, spring, or fall. There's so many different outdoor events that you can do in Norfolk, and there's a lot of people that like to do that. So, and I know that the Land Trust has a Hike the Peaks challenge back this year.
Yeah, that's happening all 3 days. It's a free event, and it really that continues to grow in terms of participation and excitement about it.
Go on.
We also have Dennis Hill State Park and Haystack Mountain, which they alone are worth, just one of those are worth coming to town to see.
Yeah, Norfolk's one of those unique towns, tagged, of course, the icebox of Connecticut. But like I said, year-round, it's an amazing town. And what's great about it is being a small town, and it has that small-town vibe, along with everything that's going on this weekend. You have a plethora of restaurants and businesses that people who haven't been to Norfolk can also investigate and find out about at the same time.
That's true. And you can walk the streets and just get lost in history.
It's an amazing weekend, and it's an amazing town. Norfolk, Connecticut, once again. This time it's a Weekend in Norfolk, the summer edition, Friday and Saturday and Sunday, August 5th, 6th, and 7th. On the web, Weekend in Norfolk, all spelled out, weekendinnorfolk.org is the website. Guys, it's always great to speak to you, and I'm predicting 3 great days of weather for that weekend.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
We hope that comes true. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't mention we also have, you were talking about walking and the ability to be outside, but a combination event is the tours that are available of the stained glass windows. We have several sites, including this church, but also the Immaculate Conception Church, as well as the Church of the Transfiguration, with really stunning stained glass windows. And in particular, on Saturday, there's at 12:30, there is a walking tour of all 3 churches that will start right at Battelle Chapel, right on the green.
All right. Now, I would be remiss. It's always nice to speak to you two. I remember years ago, the person I cornered for the first time was Sue Frisch, okay? And Sue
she's the best.
She does such a great job with this event. She always keeps me updated on it. So I have to include, I've forgotten the last couple of times. I just always like to include her name because she's such a hard worker on this.
Oh, she's unbelievable. Year after year, she just keeps it going.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Guys, have a great weekend, and maybe one of these weekends, my knees permitted, I'll get up there and I'll spend some time with you guys.
Wonderful.
Great,
We'd love to see you.